Welcome to our channel. A look at the surprising aftermath of Bill and Melinda Gates' divorce. There's no such thing as a billion-dollar divorce that slips under the radar, let alone a $124 billion divorce. And the May 3, 2021, announcement that Bill Gates and Melinda Gates were ending their marriage after 27 years came as a shock regardless. The Microsoft co-founder and his partner in global philanthropy innocuously chugging along all that time. Their Seattle area home base, a 66,000 square foot mega mansion with its own beach on the shore of Lake Washington. Though there's no such thing as too much space at times. Working from home, that was a piece that I think we hadn't really individually prepared for quite as much, Melinda told the New York Times in October 2020 mid-pandemic. The odd thing about COVID is that it gave me the privacy to do what I needed to do, Melinda reflected to Fortune in the fall of 2022. It's unbelievably painful in innumerable ways, but I had the privacy to get through it. Among the immediate questions in the wake of the split news, what was to become of their eponymous foundation, which since 2000 had dispersed $53.8 billion to public health and development initiatives, including $20 billion of the couple's own Microsoft stock. And what about all their money in general, since one of the first behind-the-scenes details to come out about the parents of three was that they had no prenuptial agreement. 2023 celebrity breakups. Gisele Bündchen is pregnant with baby No. 3, first with boyfriend Joaquim Valente. Why Eric Menendez's wife Tammy Menendez is disappointed by resentencing decision. Pregnant Gisele Bündchen debuts her baby bump during Miami outing. Their eventual settlement was not made public, but Washington is a communal property 50/50th state. And per CNN, according to court documents filed when their split was finalized August 2, 2021, neither was going to pay spousal support, and they had agreed to continue to jointly run the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation for 2 years and see how it went. Melinda resigned in May 2024. But then there were the personal questions. What led them to the belief, as they said in their official statement, that they could no longer grow together as a couple in the next phase of their lives? What led to their marriage becoming, as Melinda's divorce petition stated, irretrievably broken? It's usually something. Bill, who started Microsoft with Paul Allen in 1975, when the idea of personal computers in every home was still science fiction, met Melinda French on the job in 1987, about 4 months after she joined Microsoft, the only woman in the company's 10-person MBA recruitment class that year. The high school valedictorian and Duke University grad, whose father brought home an Apple II when she was 14, sparking her interest in programming, sat in one of only 2 open seats at a trade fair dinner in New York, and Bill arrived and took the other chair. Melinda later said of the CEO that he was funnier than I expected him to be. Some months went by before Bill first asked her out, taking the opportunity when they bumped into each other, not literally, in the parking lot on a Saturday. Everybody seemed to work on a Saturday at Microsoft, Melinda explained on the January 20, 2021 episode of the What's Her Story with Sam and Amy podcast. But he suggested 2 weeks from Friday, and she informed him that wasn't spontaneous enough for her, that she had no idea what she'd be up to that far ahead. He got her number and the message, and called to see if she was available for a drink that night after the various meetings on his schedule. Most expensive celeb divorces. They bonded over brain teasers and puzzles, board games and music. His favorite book was The Great Gatsby, and she'd read it twice. How does Melinda make you feel? She recalled someone asking Bill in her 2019 book, The Moment of Lift, how empowering women changes the world. His reply, amazingly, she makes me feel like getting married. Melinda didn't share the identity of that particular confidant, but in 1997 Bill told Time that he consulted his ex-girlfriend and fellow tech whiz Ann Winblad before popping the question. When I was off on my own thinking about marrying Melinda, I called Anne and asked for her approval, he shared. Anne told the magazine, "I said she'd be a good match for him because she had intellectual stamina." Bill and Melinda got engaged in 1993 and, having already talked about starting a foundation, married in Hawaii on January 1, 1994. Willie Nelson performed at the nuptials. Meanwhile, Bill made no secret of the fact that he and Anne, who had traveled to Brazil, Central Africa, and other far-flung locations together as a couple before breaking up in 1987, continued to enjoy their tradition of annual getaways, a long weekend every spring at her beach cottage in North Carolina with Melinda's understanding.